breaking news, an off-duty police officer caught in a shootout with kids. Why shots were fired and who police are looking for this morning.
Back on schedule after being closed for nearly 2 years. Which Metrolink stations are reopening and how it'll impact your schedule.
At risk for more potential fires across the region, why weather could play a factor, and how you can prepare this morning.
Warm and breezy today, but temperatures cool down as we head into the weekend, and showers and thunderstorms through the week.
North County drivers are dealing with lots of road work when you could see a smoother commute from the Chain of Rocks Bridge.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. Watch a baby takin reach a major milestone at the St. Louis Zoo.
This is Today in St. Louis, focused on you.
We begin on this Monday morning with a live look at Veterans Memorial in St. Charles, a very peaceful site, a place to go and reflect and truly thank our veterans for all that they've done for our country. Thank them for their service. Good Monday morning, everybody. It is Monday, March the 4th. Also happens to be Mrs. Knott's birthday. I'm ready not.
Happy birthday.
Say that early.
Oh, that's awesome.
Out of the doghouse now.
Sharing our birthday wishes.
Early
That's
and
really
often.
great. Yes, yeah. I'm Sydney Starth. I'm in for Michelle Lee. What a great day.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Miss Marla. And we want to say thanks to everybody who's joining us, including those who are streaming and watching on 5+. Now, Paul, you're looking at all the construction, getting our drivers where they need to go.
Long list again here on a Monday.
Very
Yep.
long list.
Yeah.
And then Anthony is looking at this weather, which is so
Yes.
unseasonable. I mean,
We've been feeling like spring and summer, but I got to tell you this, by the weekend it's going to feel like winter once again as we spring forward, kind of St. Louis
How
tradition.
ironic.
Nothing's ever normal, you know, when it comes to St. Louis weather. Let's head over and I'll show you what we're working with this morning. A beautiful sunrise, as you saw from that vantage point. That really pristine image there from the live shot we took earlier, and even in Richmond Heights. You can see the sun is coming on up, a few high thin clouds, but for the most part, a sunny start to the day and very warm. You don't need the winter coat this morning, maybe just a light jacket. 63 at Lambert, lots of 50s on the map, and then out towards Flora, you are recovering from the 40s now up to 52 degrees. High temperatures today will make a run near 80, probably upper 70s, but we do turn mostly cloudy and will stay breezy for the entire day. We do have thunderstorms on the way tonight. We'll track that coming up in your full forecast. Let's get over to Paul and get an update on our traffic. Good Monday morning, Paul. What's happening on the roads?
Good morning. Yeah, well, you just do have a report of a car fire here. Let me show you the big map first off, if we can. And well, it's at 70 and Hanley, which is where you have a lot going on. Absolutely a lot going on. And I'm standing at the wrong spot, aren't I? Well, anyway, I'll get to this here in a second, but it's going to be really, really good overall as far as the commute goes. So no worries there. And now I'm in the right spot. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll keep taking a closer look at it the next time we talk in just a few minutes, guys.
This morning we are following breaking news. A group of minors attempting to steal a car stopped by an off-duty police officer ends in a shootout.
Our Mercedes McKay is live in Tower Grove South on the scene. And Mercedes, not too long ago, you did speak with police. What did they tell you?
Rennie and Sydney, police tell me that 6 juveniles were involved in the gun battle this morning. Now, the scene was cleared about an hour and a half ago, and all but one suspect is still on the loose. Take a look at the scene when it was still active this morning. According to police, the incident happened just after 2 this morning on Hartford near Alfred. One of the juveniles trying to leave the scene fired shots at an off-duty officer after the officer interrupted them breaking into cars, attempting to steal one. Now, that's when the officer returned fire and took one of the minors into custody. We know right now the officer wasn't injured, and police believe none of the juveniles were injured either. The other suspects left the scene, and police are actively looking for them. But the car they were attempting to steal wasn't stolen because of the timing of the off-duty officer. This morning, Lieutenant Bill March spoke about how gut-wrenching it is how minors are involved in these types of crimes.
Well, any age, gunfire is not good. So all I can say is I'm glad nobody got struck this morning, nobody was injured, and we just have to investigate and see if we can identify the other juveniles involved.
One of the other cars the juveniles were driving was actually recovered in the 1st District, and it was reported stolen. Now, while the minors this morning were attempting to steal cars, police tell me that this is a good reminder for everyone at home to make sure you lock your cars and don't leave anything valuable in plain sight. We will obviously be updating you all morning long with new information. Live in St. Louis, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Mercedes. New overnight, a man was shot and killed, and another person hurt at a gas station in South St. Louis. The double shooting happened at a Quick Trip just after midnight on Gravois. We're told a man who was shot in the head died, and the other man was shot in the leg. Our newsroom is working right now to learn if the suspect is now in custody.
This morning, cleanup is underway after 2 large fires threatened buildings in Jefferson and Lincoln counties. In Fenton, a brush fire forced some neighbors to evacuate their homes. It sparked last night in an area between 2 subdivisions on Saline Road between Walnut Ridge and Nottingham Lane. Now, this is a look at new photos sent into our newsroom. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office had deputies on standby to help anyone who needed help getting out of their homes. The fire is under control this morning. Right now, we don't know what caused this fire or if anyone was hurt.
Over in Lincoln County, the owners of the Woods Fort Golf Course are assessing the damage to the clubhouse after a large fire yesterday afternoon. The Lincoln County Fire Chief says the fire started somewhere in the attic on the restaurant side of the clubhouse. Firefighters were able to keep the fire from spreading to the wedding venue despite those high wind conditions. Staff and guests made it out without any injuries.
There was a red flag warning, which basically means conditions are dry and wind conditions with gusts above 30 can cause us issues. And frankly, we've been fighting brush fires now for the last 48 hours. The crews had 2 large brush fires today. We were fortunate when this call come in, the crews were in quarters. So first arriving company was 6 minutes away.
The clubhouse is now a total loss, and once again, staff and guests were able to make it out without injury.
Well, with today's weather conditions similar to yesterday's, fire departments are sharing ways to avoid a fire or avoid injury if one starts in your home. Now, the top 3 tips: don't overload your extension cords or your outlets. Make sure your smoke detectors are working, and you and your family should make an escape plan and practice it. The plan should include 2 options for exiting your home.
More than a year and a half ago, historic rainfall caused flooding all over the bi-state area, including in University City's Skinker and Big Bend Metrolink stations. Since then, the damage has kept parts of the station closed. That is until today. Our Megan Kernan is live for us outside the University City Big Bend station with how this will impact the Metro's schedule. Megan?
Good morning, Rennie. The University City Big Bend station is one of 2 stations reopening after the flooding nearly a year and a half ago. And as you can see on the sign behind me, this platform just opened up earlier this morning. This reopening will help hundreds of people who use the Metro every day to get where they need to go. The westbound platforms at the U City station and Skinker station are officially reopened. For nearly 2 years, people were using the eastbound platform to board both westbound and eastbound. Today, Blue Line passengers will need to use the westbound platforms at these stations to catch their trains and will no longer need to cross to the other platform. A new Metrolink schedule will also be implemented. Metro says this is a result of a lot of work and an effort to keep services going.
Look, our teams have been working through the night, in the middle of the night often, 2 in the morning, putting new signal houses in, repairing our tracks, and all of that work thankfully is now done. And so we'll return back to that original service.
If you're using the Metro trains today, you should know that your commute is likely going to be impacted. That's why it's important for you to go online and check those schedule changes. We have a link on our website at KSTK.com in the As Seen on TV section. Reporting in St. Louis, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Megan, for that update this morning. Our sun is up, and well, I say it'll be up in 30 minutes, but the sun, the first hint of daylight, is up. You can see what I'm talking about. Sunrise is closer to about 6:29, but regardless, as the animation gets out of there, you can see the sun coming on up. Beautiful sky this morning. It's going to be warm and breezy this afternoon. Numbers up near 80 degrees. But after today, a cold front comes in. This is going to give us showers and storms for tomorrow morning. Most likely after midnight tonight, the first round of storms will come on through. Not expecting severe weather, but you certainly could have some lightning, thunder, and even some small hail. But that I don't think will crack the threshold for severe criteria. We go into the early morning hours tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the morning, still showers working their way through, and they may not clear away until late morning tomorrow. After that first round of rain to come tomorrow morning, there is more rain to get through as we head towards the end of the week by Thursday and Friday, and that means temperatures cooling on down. So this week we trade out our record warmth for temperatures closer to average, but it's a gradual cool down, so no big shock to the system. 60s through the week, but 50s return this weekend, maybe even 40s. We'll check that extended outlook coming up.
The Supreme Court could decide if states can keep former President Donald Trump off the primary ballot. Why the ruling needs to be made today.
An eruption in paradise, the new footage of a volcano eruption in the Galapagos Islands, and the animals it now threatens.
Plus, it is crunch time for the St. Louis Blues. How the note could make a wild card push when we come back.
Possibly on the ice, left on its leg.